everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you could join us. My name is Dandelion, and today I'm going to be doing a makeup look that is specifically for graduation. As you guys may know, graduation season is upon us, and I had a request in one of my videos to do a graduation makeup look, and this is what I came up with. Very simple. We focus mainly on our skin and making our skin look amazing and flawless, so that when you take photos like with flash, then you won't get flashback and your pictures will look amazing. So anyways, yeah, and we just kept it very neutral and simple, so like nothing complicated, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't make it complicated, especially if you're not used to wearing makeup and you don't wear makeup all the time. Then this one is for you, and congratulations if you are graduating. If you are graduating, congratulations. And this hair I'm wearing is from Mikaela hair collection. You can find them on Instagram. It's their amber body wave hair, and I actually washed this hair yesterday because it was holy, and there was like color all over my hair. I don't know if I can, I'll insert a picture. And so yeah, I had to wash my hair yesterday, and this is me with the hair just washed, and I didn't really do anything. I didn't add water. The hair's just washed, and this is how it looks when it's just finished washing. Very curly, and I didn't glue it on. As you can see, it's not glued on. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below on what else you guys would like to see. If you guys want to see hair videos, let me know, and subscribe to my channel. I know some of you are watching my videos without subscribing. Please subscribe. It's for free. It won't hurt you. You're already watching my videos, so you might as well just come back. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. So today we're going to start with our foundation and perfect our base, and then we're going into eyeshadow because our eyeshadow is going to be very simple today. I believe that if you're doing your own grad makeup, that you should focus more on your skin, and then eyeshadow doesn't really matter because you'll be taking lots of pictures and you want your skin to look amazing. So that is why I'm focusing mainly on the skin. So I'm using my baby skin primer from Maybelline, and I'm going to be using primarily drugstore products because that's easily accessible and affordable too if you don't have any like makeup products. So just placing this in the center of our face to minimize our pores. The thing about this primer is that it doesn't really last long in this area, is what I've noticed. My pores are really huge with this area, and I have noticed that this primer doesn't really minimize the pores the whole day. So at this point, if you are oily, then you can just put some powder on your face, like a translucent powder, so that the makeup can last really long. And then now it's time for foundation. For foundation today, I mixed my Makeup Revolution, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, my Makeup Revolution foundation in the shade F13, and then I also mixed it with my Maybelline Superstay 24-hour foundation in the shade Cocoa, and I also mixed it in with my Black Opal True Color foundation in the shade Nutmeg. And when that's the thing about using drugstore foundations and stuff like complexion products, you never really find your exact match, and that's why I have to mix all these foundations, because this one was supposed to be my match, and it's orange. It's orange, it's literally orange. And then this one is the undertone is off, and then of course I bought this one to balance the other Superstay foundation I had. So I've mixed my foundations into this palette, and I'm going to be using my Real Techniques Expert face brush. You can use your sponge, but I wanted to use a brush to maximize the coverage. And this foundation does oxidize darker because I mixed so many things inside, so it does get darker. And I opted for a full coverage foundation because most of us don't have color correctors, and I feel like we don't need color correctors if we have a full coverage foundation. So that is why I'm using full coverage. It will cover all my problem areas, not really 100% like how color correcting would, but it will get it covered. And I'm just buffing this into my skin. And the reason why I didn't use my Bobbi Brown foundation is because that foundation has SPF, and SPF does cause flashback 9 times out of 10, and that's why I usually wear that foundation during the daytime, because I know I'm not going to be taking flash photography. But even if you are using a foundation with SPF, you can make it work by whatever products you're going to layer on top. So I just wanted to be on the safe side. So don't use a foundation with SPF. And we're just buffing that into our skin. And always take your foundation down your neck if you know you're going to be taking a lot of photos. And also get your ears. That's my tips for the day. Get your ears and get your neck. Do not forget your neck. As you can see, as I'm applying it, it looks lighter, but then comparing it to where I've applied it, it gets darker. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Usually my foundations oxidize lighter. The Bobbi Brown one oxidizes lighter, but this one just gets darker. So I'm just buffing that in. Like, I still have quite a bit left, and I'm just gonna build it up on the areas where I feel like I need more coverage. So to conceal my under eye, I'm going to be using my Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the number 45, and I'm just gonna place that in my under eye. This concealer is slightly like orange, so you can also, I don't know if you guys can pick it up because of the light, but it's slightly orange, so you can sort of use it as a corrector. And also on my chin over here. And I'm going in with my LA Girl in the shade Cool Tan because it is lighter, and I'm only going to place this in my under eye. I'll just let it sit. Actually, I think in a little bit on my forehead. I like that contrast between the, what is this? Between the contour. And then to contour, I'm going to be using the Superstay foundation in the shade Nutmeg. And to do your contour, just use a foundation brush and blend it upwards. I actually wanted to go darker. Can't really see that. It's like subtle. It's actually too subtle. So I'm actually going to contour using my Crayon Dermacolor concealer in the shade D14. It's darker, so it will give me that like super sculpted look that I'm going for. You want to add like lots of dimension to your face. You don't want it to look flat, especially with flash photography. One dimension on your face, but blended dimension. It has to be blended, otherwise you can just see everything with the flash. So that's why you just spend your time blending out your makeup. Don't rush, just take your time, because you want everything to look blended. And on my nose, I actually just put the foundation, the Maybelline Superstay foundation. And when you're blending this out, you have to blend it upwards on your cheek. So blend it upwards so that it actually does sculpt your face. Because if you're blending it downwards, then you're just taking it further down and you're going to lose the effect that you're going for. And now we're going to blend out our under eye concealer using the and for powder today, for translucent powder, I'm using this Makeup Revolution banana powder. And I don't know why I'm using this powder today. Actually, I know why, because this powder is banana, in the color banana, so that will help with flash photography, especially for darker skinned people. So that is why I'm using this one instead of the other one. And you just make sure that everything is blended out. And of course, it wouldn't be a tutorial by Auradandelionbeauty if I don't go over everything and make sure that everything is blended in together with my foundation brush. I'm gonna take my small powder brush, and with this powder you have to be really careful. It's very drying, like it's thick. This powder is thick. It's not as fine as the Yardley one, so it does tend to stick to like if you have any dryness, it like sucks the moisture out of your skin basically. So you have to be careful and make sure that you're using a light hand and you're taking off the excess. I wouldn't bake with this powder. Just don't do it. Don't bake with this powder. Don't. Just don't bake with this powder, please, because it will be hard to dust it away. I would know. Whenever I buy a new product, I make sure that I test it out on myself, or I test it out on my sister before I use it on a client, because you don't want to go to a client and you're like using a product for the first time and you don't know how it works, and then you get confused when things just don't go right. You always have to test out your products on yourself or on someone else before you use it on a client, just to be careful. To contour, we're using these 3 shades right here, and we're just gonna mix them all together and contour our face. The reason why I'm going in with all 3 of these shades is because they have different undertones. The other one is a bit neutral and the other is warm. So just to make sure that everything is working together, and again with this you're blending upward. So I'm basically just setting my cream contour so that it lasts the whole day, because I'm sure you guys are going to be going to your grad party or lunches, dinners or whatever, and you want your makeup to last the whole day. So just set your contour. You can even set it using a darker powder or a bronzer or anything you have, even eyeshadow. Just be careful. And when you're doing your nose contour, just bring your contour into your eyebrow like so, then make sure it's blended out. You don't want to have 2 lines in the middle of your face, so just blend it out like I always do. I'm going to go over everything with my face powder and make sure that everything is nicely blended into each other. But today I'm not going over my under eye. We just want that brightness to stay bright. What is that? Then we're going to spritz our face with our rose water and water mixture. Today I am using a lot because the banana powder is very drying. That's why I'm using a lot, just to make sure that our skin it all just soaks into our skin and we look flawless and all of that. So I'm just gonna let this dry and then I'll be right back to do eyeshadow. So I've actually done the other eye off camera just so that I know what I'm doing, and now we are going to prime our eyelids using any concealer you have. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me just for the way that it dries down a little bit. I don't want the concealer to be too sticky, but I just wanted to cover the darkness. Small flat fluffy brush, and I started by using Ulirato, and I took some on my brush, dust off the excess, and I was just focusing that color on our outer corner. Make sure you dust off the excess, especially because we've already done our base, and it also depends on what eyeshadow you're using. So these eyeshadows from Switch Beauty are very creamy, they're not powdery at all, so that is why I didn't mind doing my eyeshadow after I finished doing my base. And so I'm packing it on, and now we are blending it upwards but still keeping a C shape, and we are blending it into our contour. So when we did our contour, we did our contour in this manner. So now we're actually blending that color into our contour, and we're bringing it into our eyebrow just here in the front. And I'm going to take some of that color and place it on my under eye. Doing this will also help with the creasing, because even if I do all these preventative measures to stop the creasing, it will crease over time. We're going into Zola, and with Uzola we're just placing that here again, and I'm not using the flat side of my brush. I'm using this part, yeah, the top. Yes, I'm using the top because then I have more precision and I can go in nicely. Can use a round brush. I just prefer this brush because when you get to certain areas, you still want to pack on the color. So like here, instead of just changing your brushes, and we're just blending that out. Let me go in with a bigger fluffy brush, and we're just going to blend that out even more, taking that color on our bottom lash line. I'm gonna go into Ntombi, and with Ntombi I'm gonna place her over here, and we're just blending that. We're sort of gonna blend it forwards but not upwards here, because we don't want to add too much drama in this area. So we're just blending it. So now we're going in a little bit with Utandi using that same brush, and we're just placing her in this outer area here to just deepen it out even more. And then we're going to cut our crease, and using the same concealer and a flat brush, we're just going to cut our crease. Now we're going to add Unomuzi, which is this light color right here, and we're just going to pack that on where we added the concealer. And now we're going to blend out the outer edges, and to do this we're going to be using Uzola and Uthandi. And we're just going to mix those two, Untombi and Uthandi, and we're just going to place that on our outer corner and just blending it out by tapping. We're not really blending at this moment, we're just packing the color on. And now we're blending it out. And we're bringing it forward like so. Like I said, you can use a smaller brush to do that when you're bringing it forward in this area. I just don't want to change brushes. I'm just blending that in. Now I'm going into that flat brush and we're just blending everything into each other like so. Oh, and then we're gonna take those two colors, Ntombi and Thandi, and we're just going to smudge out our lower lash line, make everything work together like so. Right, mascara. At this point, after you've added your mascara, you can wear lashes. I'm not wearing any lashes today because I don't have lash glue and I need to go buy. I'm just putting some on my lower lashes. Okay, if you make a mistake with your mascara, then just let it dry and then take earbud or cosmetic bud and then just wipe it off after it's dried down. Now I'm gonna line my bottom lash line. I'm using this pencil from Essence, and I'm just gonna line. So I've highlighted my face on the high points where I usually highlight, where you should be highlighting, and I used a sort of golden highlight to make it look like golden goddess stuff, you know what I'm saying. And then I did my lipstick as usual. You can do any lipstick you feel like doing, and I added blush. So now I'm going to spritz my face again, make sure everything goes into each other and it works well into each other. Then I'm going to go in again with my highlighter, and I'm going to be using this shade right here, which is Diamond Walk, just to further intensify our highlight while it's still wet, so that when you take pictures, babes, you will look like a queen dripping. And I'm only going to place this in this area right here. Same on the other side. Can bring it in here if you want to. So yeah, you guys, this is the finished look. Had to throw a wig on, you know what I'm saying. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, please give it a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.